Right now. So good morning, everyone. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. Welcome to our Spring Summer 2023 new intake webinar. So this webinar is basically to help you with your registration process for this coming term and to talk about some important information. So now let's start. So I'm going to share the screen. But before that, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Nicholas Reyes. I'm the project head for some of the special programs here. So I'm going to be doing this very quick presentations with regards to your registration process and orientation for this coming intake. Perfect. So I hope you see the first slide. Let me just, perfect. So now we're going to talk about the spring and summer intake. And the first slide will be basically about a snapshot of your registration. And we've compiled the registration into 6 easy steps, from step 1 all the way to step 6. As you guys all know that our registration for the spring and summer intake has already started. Let me just pull out the right slide, just to be sure. Perfect. So this is the right dates. So bear with me here. Perfect. Okay. So as mentioned, our registration has already started. Since March 13th, our registration has opened. We've been accepting files for the spring and summer, and it will go all the way to April 1st, April 21st. So please make sure to start doing your files, and it starts with your pre-arrival. As the same time, we've been accepting documents and also some of your student files. So this has started since March 13th and it will finish by April 21st. And then after the step 1 and step 2, step 3 is basically your account will be activated. If all your documents are complete, we will activate and you should receive an email in your personal email, your Lambton account, and you have to fill in to verify and to activate your My Lambton account. So very important that you finish step 1 and 2 to have your account activated for step 3. So very straightforward for the first 3 steps. Step 4, it will open on April 17th. This is basically a Moodle course that contains a lot of information with regards to your registration and some tips on how to be a successful student. You can also download your welcome package. So very important. And then for step 5, this will open on April 24th, 25th, 26th. I will show you more in the next slides, the different programs that will be mentioned. But April 24, 25, and 26 is the timetable confirmation, or you call it the group selection dates. And then we finish the orientation and registration on step 6, which will happen on May 1st all the way to May 5th. This is a live in-person orientation week, but you can also do this virtually. All right, so I'm going to talk about the pre-arrival orientation. So as of today, it has been opened and students can already do the pre-arrival orientation course. So very important that all students do step 1. It talks about a lot of information about Canada, tips on how to be successful here in Canada. And at the end of the 3 modules, you will need to download and save a certificate. You will need this for your step 2. Okay, so very important. to start doing your step 1. So step 2, very straightforward, gathering of all the documents. It's important to have all these documents prepared so you can finish this on time, from passport to offer letter to study permit files. So I'm going to talk about this in the next slide. Work permit and TRV, if you're already in Canada, you can upload, but it's not required to upload. But if you have it, please do so. Your Lambton College fee receipt, very important to have this one. PreArrival Orientation certificate coming from step 1. And then, of course, your digital clear photo of yourself. This will be used for your student IDs when you arrived in Canada, and you can pick it up after the first weeks of classes. And with all these documents, you're also required to complete some student forms. They're all PDF files. You have to like print it, fill it up, and you have to sign it, and you need to upload them as well for step 2. So all these documents and files are required, and you will need to finish this by April 21st. So very important that you finish this by April 21st. So the next slide are basically the documents, just some snapshots so you know what the file looks like. Passport, it should contain your biometrics, your photo, and all the important documents about all the important information about yourself, from birthday to passport number. Offer letter, this letter has to be for the spring summer intake. Okay, so we're accepting the current term, and very important that if your documents are all prepared, please register, because there are deferrals, but there's no guarantee that you will have a seat for the next term. So if you have an offer letter, please make sure to finish all your documents. Pre-arrival, as mentioned for step 1, you should get a certificate. You will need to upload this one. Here, study permit. So very important, study permit, any one of the following, you can already process your registration for the intake. So again, any one of the following can be used to register for your new intake, from approval letter, which you get from the embassy in Canada, your PPR, meaning a letter that says you've submitted your documents and you're just waiting for the final letter that is also accepted. Your study permit application, meaning you already started your application, you submitted at the embassy back home. You're just waiting for your documents to be approved. So this one can also be used for you to register as a student. And then, of course, study permit. If you already arrived in Canada, you can definitely, of course, upload this as well. Study permit is received at the border of Canada when you arrived from back home. Okay, so again, any one of the following is very important. Fee receipt, of course, you have to upload this. Please make sure you have the correct file. And this just shows that you've paid for the semester. So please make sure to upload this. This is a required file. TRV and work permit, of course, if you already have this as well, please make sure to upload them. If it's applicable to you, please make sure to upload at the same time along with the other documents. But it's not required to register and study. But if you already do have them, please upload them. Next, we do have all the documents. So in your SESTAR database, once you start uploading your files, if you scroll all the way down, you should be able to download very important student files, which you are required to fill in and sign, put your initials, and you will need to upload the files. Okay, so each student will have around 3 to 5 documents or 6, depending on the program, if you have a co-op or no co-op. But forms are required for your registration. Okay, so please make sure to finish these documents along with your student files. Very important. Step 3, after all your documents and files are finished, now from our backend here, we'll be reviewing them, verifying them, and then if all your documents are good, we approve them, then you should get an email that will give you access to this. You should be able to put your student ID, passport number, payment code, and fee receipt. So very important that you're able to upload all this information, and then you have to authenticate to activate your student access or your My Lambton account. And this is very important for you be able to have access and go to step 4. Okay, so very important. So now, one thing that's for you to check is your email. So sometimes the email will go to your spam. So please make sure to check your email folders. So now we do have step 4. So step 4 is very straightforward. Please make sure to finish step 1 to 3 to be able to access step 4. This opens on April 17th to the 28th. So this course will have a lot of tips on how to join your classes, some orientation videos, a director's message, of course, and you'll be able to also download your welcome package from your student manual and some information about the college and how to join your class. And at the end of the course, you are required to take a short test, 10 questions, and you have to get a 6 out of 10 to be able to go to step 5. Okay, so very important that you're able to access step 4 to review all the important information, and you're required to take a short test to be able to go to step 5 with a passing rate of 6 out of 10. Step 5 is all about group selection. So starting April 24th, 25th, and 26th, we will be opening the programs. So all students who finish their step 1 to 4 are able to access the group selection and to click their timetable confirmation or their class schedules. And each day is opened by programs. So if you don't see your program on a day, it will most likely be on the next day or the next days. So please make sure to check the programs that are assigned on specific days, and then you'll be able to access your first semester course schedule. And all of these days will open at 6 a.m. Toronto time or Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure to check the programs on our main link in the Toronto tab of lambtoncollege.ca. So please make sure to check our programs that will be uploaded and opened on April 24th, 25th, and 26th. Step 6, very straightforward. So this is our orientation week. We will post more the full schedule, and the orientation week is available live in person if you're already in Canada. It will be on our campus here in Toronto, starting May 1st all the way to the 5th. So this is from Monday to Friday. Lots of sessions and workshops, some fun activities from the director's welcome, different topics such as academic integrity, student services. Your program coordinators will be also presenting. If you have questions about immigration, about some of our student support, such as tutoring center and writing center, your GuardMe health insurance, so very important. As you know, you're required to have health insurance here in Canada. Your co-op and career services. If you're looking for a job in Canada, this is also a very important workshop that you want to attend. And also We'll be inviting some speakers talking about housing and accommodation, keeping students safe. So very important to attend this if you're in Canada, or if you're still outside Canada, you can attend the workshops virtually. So very important to attend starting May 1st all the way to the 5th. Here, so how some housing and accommodation tips. As you know, every time you arrive in a new country, if you're looking for some housing and accommodation, here are just some tips before renting. As you know, every area is different, so please make sure to do your research about the community and neighborhood wherein you're gonna be applying to rent for your as a, like a room or a house or just some accommodation. Also nice to do some rental check in terms of the cost around the area, so you'll be able to see and gauge which neighborhood in Toronto in terms of rent cost. Another good tip is to check the bus route. So as you know, Toronto is a very big city, so checking where the location of your rental or your room and access of bus routes or subways all the way to the college. So please make sure to also consider your logistics and your directions in terms of travel time, in terms of coming to your classes. So very important to do your research. So also another thing is if you're in Canada, it's nice to view the property and meet the landlord or the owner of the rental property. And as you know, as everything is becoming digital, be aware of fraud and scams. There's a lot of online scams. So we want to make sure that students are reminded to be smart and do their own research in terms of rentals. There's a lot of rental that look like legal and everything, but please make sure to double check all the time. And one thing is, if you have a friend who or relative here in Canada, it's always nice to ask some help from them. So now, just some places to know where to look for rentals. Housing websites. There's a lot of housing websites. If you do your research, from Kijiji to housepad.ca. So there's so many rentals that you can check, but I would recommend having good referrals and recommendation from friends or families or someone you know are always good tips. Facebook as well, it has some good places to look for in terms of neighborhoods. So please do check. Toronto is a very big city. So please do your research. WhatsApp housing chat groups are also available. If you're able to find some WhatsApp housing chat groups, that's also some good access for some rental opportunities. And renting in Canada is, as you know, is different from other countries. So please make sure to know what's included. So such as utilities. As you know, in Canada, you're also responsible for hydro. If your apartment or your house includes gas, so please make sure you know what's included. Water, landline, internet, cable, so please make sure to check all of this before signing anything. And some ways to ask your landlord is such as a security deposit, what's included in terms of what's first month or last month. Most contracts for rentals will ask for the first month and the last month's rent. So meaning you'll be paying in advance. So please make sure to check this one. Rent contract. So make sure to review the rental document that you will be signing. And also check if in your rental contract, if there's some roommates. So sometimes a rental is a room, or sometimes a rental can be the full apartment, or sometimes a rental can be the full house. So please make sure to know what you're signing and the expectations if you're renting an apartment, a house, or a room. Okay, so again, make sure to know before signing. Support services for international students. Our college has a lot of student support, and if you're already here in Canada, you can also meet them in person and schedule an appointment with them, such as student services with regards to your academic studies, your programs, your courses, your scheduling, some conflicts. So student services are here to help. We also have our CCR, or also known as co-curricular records. This is something that is very important as you start building your Canadian experience and your network. Start building your co-curricular record. This helps you in terms of your employability to look for jobs in Canada. So please make sure to check them out. Immigration services, we do have an on-site immigration consultant with regards to your study permit or when you're applying for your work permit, and maybe down the line, your permanent resident or your PR. We do also have some support for students such as mentorship and tutoring. So if you're looking to look for some help with regards to your studies, we do have a center here on campus, and they're very helpful in helping you be a successful student. Resume and cover letter, our co-op team is here to help with regards to your resume and cover letter, especially when you're looking for a part-time job or even for your co-op. So please make sure to check them out as well. Health insurance, as mentioned earlier, you're required to have health insurance. So if you have any questions, our team is also here um, the whole week if you have any questions, and throughout the semester and the whole year. And again, also our director is always open and meeting students with regards to any challenges. So please check our director. You'll be meeting him in person on during the orientation week and virtually as well. So some of you guys are already in our online support. We have some official WhatsApp groups. So very important, if you are uh, trying to finish your registration and you haven't completed your documents, our student ambassadors are online. So if you need some help, please join the WhatsApp groups. It's not required, but if you haven't received the link, please email orientationinfo@cestarcollege.com and you'll be added in the group. We'll be sending you some links. Our student ambassadors are there to only answer questions related to online orientation and registration. So anything else will be directing you guys to the right person. But with regards to your documents or orientation, we will be answering questions. So please also to message only in the groups and do not message our student ambassadors or staff personally. They won't answer your questions, but only in the official groups. So very important. If you want to ask some questions, please add the WhatsApp groups specifically by your programs. So here are some emails with regards to your documents or anything. If you have some questions, you can also direct your email straight to this email addresses. If you do have some questions about the registration, about orientation, student registration, student services, immigration, of course, with your study permits, or some questions about if you're traveling with your family. So we have some immigration office consultants that can answer your questions. And of course, some housing and accommodation. If you're still looking for some rental places, we might be able to help you in terms of directing you to the right people. So please check those emails and take note of them. So here, Our next steps, as mentioned, register. Please don't wait until the deadline. We have opened the registration since March 13th. We do have some people already registered. Again, if you haven't completed, please register as soon as possible. We have until April 21st for the registration. And after you register, you should be receiving an email that will help you complete your login request and activate it. This will help you access the steps in accessing the academic success modules that will open in April 17th. So please don't wait until the last day of registration, because starting April 24th, 25th, and 26th, we will open your group selection dates. So you'll be able to access your timetable and your class schedule. And of course, starting May 1st all the way to the 5th is our orientation workshops here on campus and also virtually. If you're already in Canada, please attend these sessions. They are live in person, and you'll be able to meet some of your program coordinators, your co-op advisors, you're also some of the staff here, your immigration consultant, and some fun activities for all the new students. And of course, first day of classes is May 8th. So that's a Monday. That's just right on the day where after we finish the orientation workshops. And we can't wait to have you here on campus. And right now, again, as mentioned, registration is already open. Don't wait until the last day. If you can finish it early, the better. Okay? And if you do have some questions, please email us at orientationinfo@cefsarcollege.com with regards to your orientation and registration. And of course, our WhatsApp groups are already open. And other than that, I will finish the webinar. And thank you so much. And we will be seeing you guys here when you start your classes. And keep staying safe and stay awesome. And we'll see you for the spring and summer 2023 new intake semester. Thank you so much and good luck and God bless. Thank you.